Hey everybody, it's Greg Rice here in Waterbury, Connecticut. If you take a look behind me, you can see the rolling hills of multifamilies. And I and Mick here, we look at that and we see similarities with Worcester, with Fall River, with New Bedford, with Pawtucket, with Woonsocket, all of these former bustling mill towns. And we see the opportunity. And we look online and we see not a lot of companies out there that are taking Waterbury serious. And we wanted to come to you today to tell you that we are taking it serious. Mick's office in North Haven, Connecticut is servicing Waterbury and beyond. So Mick, welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you for coming today. And many of you don't know, but there's 47,000 rental properties here in Waterbury. There's 113,000 people. What does that mean to you?
I mean, to me, if we could, put our office in any one spot, it would be right here. Geographically, this isn't the center of the territory, but this is a nexus city. When you think about Pawtucket, Fall River, Worcester, but I think about Woonsocket, Rhode Island, and how many investors in Rhode Island kind of started with like one apartment, and now they've got 2, 3, 4 because they bought into Woonsocket. That's what Waterbury is. Waterbury is one of those kind of distressed areas that has that reputation that a lot of people don't want to go into. But you go into here with an expert in your corner, right? Because this is a Nexus city, we think so. You go in here with Nexus, you find that value that you're not going to find on your own, and all of a sudden those investments are growing and growing. So I think this is, to me, this is the hub of Nexus, New Haven County.
And Mick, what do you think about the age of the housing here? A lot of it is 100, 120 years old. Most of these properties were built between 1900 and 1930. What do you feel about that? And what should the landlords know about how we take care of these, how we approach these? Do we have experience with these types of properties? What's your take on that?
Yeah, sure. So it's a great, to use again like that analogy, if we look at Worcester, we know that Worcester looks very similar. We know this area, there's a lot of, it's the oldest housing in the country. We know, we can see it behind us, the old industry. That housing grew up with that industry. But we saw in Worcester with Jesse Mayo over there, a lot of deferred maintenance, things that just built up, and there was some conflict early on. But he and his investors got through it. And now if you look, you're here, you're looking at the YouTube channel, scroll through, it's Worcester. They are throwing out so many openings. They've got so many vacancies of rent readies that they've done because with their investors that now came to trust them, they're just pumping them out. You get the same thing right here. These are apartments that some people don't want to touch. You get in bed with Nexus. We've seen it in Worcester. The same thing should happen right here. So it's really the same stock. It should be the same story. We want to pull people into investing in Waterbury because right now they're not.
But a lot of people, they say, Mick, I don't want to invest in these tough areas. Waterbury is a tough town. There's a lot of crime. There's nowhere to park. The houses are falling down. There's no industry here. Why would I want to invest my hard-earned money here?
Sure, that stuff's all a pain in the ass if you're doing it yourself. Right? You put that money into your property, all right, and then we make money with you, but all the incentives are aligned. We'll deal with that stuff so that your money grows. You don't have to worry about that stuff. It's a non-issue for you.
I feel that a lot of homeowners, a lot of landlords that is, are looking for properties that are turnkey. And to me, I never wanted something that was turnkey because if it's an investment, if it's providing a return and it's turnkey, why would you be giving it to me for no effort?
Sure.
Why would you be giving me something that makes sense? I've always been of the school of thought of, I want to create it. I want to create the value, I want to create the return, and I want to create the legacy. So I see Waterbury the same way I see Woonsocket. Woonsocket's only got 30,000 people. This is 4 times the size of Woonsocket. So for me, I just can't divide myself to be another person. I can't multiply myself. I can only be so much. But if I had the extra cash and the ability, Waterbury would be my target all day.
Yep, I think that makes a lot of sense. Like we said, this is a Nexus city, and this is a working class, a hardworking city. And for Nexus, that's really our brand as well. To match that, to marry that with these properties and investors who want to give us the chance to get our hands dirty. It's meant to be.
And it feeds New York too. A lot of people don't realize Waterbury is 45 minutes from the New York border. 84 cuts right through it. And if you look at Providence, people always said, oh, Boston's 45 minutes away, it's an hour away. It's the same thing here. And in my opinion, the corporate money has not come in yet, but eventually they're going to, because that's what's happened in Providence. Providence used to be a very tough city, a very crime-ridden, dilapidated city, and now you go downtown, I mean, the Superman building is finally getting renovated. So that shows me that the corporate money has finally caught up and caught on. And eventually that's going to happen here, because they're going to see all these vacant buildings and say, if the local guys don't want it, we'll take it.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And that's it. That's what we're trying to sell, that opportunity to get in before, right, before the market changes. You think about it like you were saying with the turnkey. You think of like the Amazons, the Apples, you know, those stocks that you go like, oh, I have money in stocks. You buy those, it's a no-brainer, but you're paying those high prices. The value is finding things while that value is low, building into it, building it up with you. That's what this is. That's what we're offering.
Yeah. And stocks, I never liked stocks because there was no direct control. There was nothing that I could do to legally influence the stock price, right? You are just sitting on the sidelines, you're a student of the game, you're reading news articles, whether they're fake or true or whatever, you're just relying on public information with the rest of the world. What influence and opportunity do I have other than being lucky and scoring at the right time? With rental property, you can directly influence the property yourself with decisions that you make, with money that you invest. It's so linear and it's so close. I want to paint it. I want granite counters. I want stainless appliances. And therefore, now you get $1,500 a month for rent. There's no other business I know that you can just directly influence exactly what money is coming to you.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And you set that long-term trajectory, right? Once you put it in and you maintain it with a professional in your corner, it stays. It's only going to get better.
Right. So how do the folks in Waterbury get in touch with you?
Easiest way is to go to www.nexusnhc.com. That's our website. Or you can give us a call or text at 203-900-4468. Again, there's a lot of opportunity here, and it just feels like a property management desert. Like no one's coming into this area. There are some people that manage their own, and they've kind of accumulated some units, but people getting out there and trying to help the people that are here, trying to increase those opportunities to invest. There's not much, so come find us.
Right on. And if you have any questions for Mick, put them in the comments field below. Once again, Greg Rice and Mick LaForte here at Holy Land USA in Waterbury, Connecticut. Your property and your city managed.